R&B singer Maya said in a recent interview that she was celibate for about 7 years. I don't know if she's still on it, still doing it, but she practiced celibacy for 7 years.
Lord Jesus.
She's 40, as if she can get any purer. Anywho, she's 44. But she says practicing celibacy for 7 years, it provided mental clarity. It shifted her mindset. It was no longer a focus to rush to be in a relationship, the rush to be married, or the rush to be in something because that's what we are taught to do, to have kids or procreate. I think there's a lot of pressure on women to be able to do that. She went on to say this was also about feeling valid outside the context of a romantic relationship. Why are we taught that we have to be taken or made an honest woman? She asked. Love is beautiful, and I think the world always needs more of it, but I think you must start with yourself, and I have to start with self, always versus expecting from other sources. So it was just reconditioning, and I think it's something that was needed. That is the perfect example of self-evaluation. That's what I mean by when you do self-inventory. Not just, I'm just finna stay dating. Okay, stop dating. Okay, so when you stop dating or when you stop having sex, what else are you doing? Because there's more to it than just keeping your legs closed. Or you really working on yourself, or you just keeping the numbers, you just keeping that body count from increasing. Because it's a big difference between you just being stingy with the box and feeling niggas ain't worthy, opposed to you really taking a journey and abstaining from sex, and you're trying to find yourself and discover who you are mentally and venture down a new avenue and just really figure out who you are as a woman or as a man, whatever. Or you working on yourself, or you just staying in the house hiding from the world because you don't have time to be dealing with the bullshit. So it's a difference. She put work in, the mental clarity and all of that. And I'm gonna share something with you, cuz it was a long time ago.
Okay.
I had a little drought. It was about 9 months, right?
Okay. Right on.
Now I'm gonna say this: the first 6, it wasn't by choice. I was just in a funk. Nobody was checking for old Lonzo. Everybody was booked and busy. All right. But after those 6 months, I said, once I got kind of used to not, I said, let's see how far this can go. How far I can take this. Now, it went another 3 months, but within that 3 months, you do get that sense of clarity. I was really abstaining. I wasn't going out and hanging out. I really was just being to me.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I was being to me because I didn't want to put myself in a situation to where it can be compromised, because we always tend to think we're stronger than what we really are until that temptation is in front of you. My pastor used to say, may he rest in peace. Sometimes you just have to run. You don't have to stand there and go through the test. Sometimes you have to run from the test. You don't have to prove that, I could stand here and handle the fire. Sometimes you got to get out of there.
Yeah, if you know yourself, for sure.
Sometimes you got to get out of there.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I would just make sure that I wasn't putting myself in a position to break whatever it is that I was trying to do. It wasn't clear what I was trying to do. I just knew that it had been a minute since I had some intercourse. And so I'm kind of cool right now. First of all, I was saving money. I was feeling well rested. I was being more productive. I had more clarity, my thoughts and all. It really does have a very good positive impact on you when you are actually trying to get something from it other than just, I don't feel like dealing with nobody. If you really take those opportunities to that time that you to put that energy towards actually you and doing other things,
and
you would be amazed at what you can get accomplished. You'd be amazed what you can get accomplished, dog. So shout out to Maya.
Because
eating fruit on the island. Go ahead, dog.
Because she can get it whenever she wants it. She knows.
Oh, she don't have, she don't have an issue at all.
Because I'm gonna say the quiet thing out loud. Some of y'all ain't celibate. Nobody wants it. Okay. You ain't celibate. You need to celibate. How about that? But some of y'all is just ain't nobody checking for you. Yeah, you celibate. Just ain't nobody checking for whatever reason. Could be your attitude. Could be physically. Could be mentally. Could be whatever. Just people ain't checking for you, and that happens sometimes. But what it does do is it forces, when you take sex off of the table, you focus on all the other things in life, because sex is a very physical and
intimate
and mental and all of those things that
it requires a lot more than we think.
Yeah, it requires a lot more than you think. And you think that, I can just have casual sex and be cool, and some of us can, some of us can't. For whatever reason. Some of it is you're not a casual person. You're a relationship. You need a connection to be able to have good sex. Some of it is you're a good person. So if you have good sex with that person's going to want to be with you because they see all the qualities that they like about you, and they're like, yeah, I want a relationship with this sex. You're like, yeah, I don't want that. And it's like, so it's a lot that comes along with that. But to the point that she's making, and the point that as adults we can get to, is be honest with the people that you're dealing with on your journey, and while you're going through that journey, be honest with yourself. If you really think that it's a problem and you're trying to find yourself, then that's dope. I suggest that you do that. But find yourself. Don't just, I ain't fucking with people and I'm going to just leave people on, and you got 7 kids. And so you expect this nigga to, yeah, we ain't having sex till I get married. To who get married? To what?
Yeah.
To celibacy journey. What? Yeah, I think it'll be, it has to be a purpose behind it. A real live, I've went and I've thought about this and I've prayed on this and I've, I got a guidance and I'm trying to get to a certain point. Don't just use it as a weapon or a trigger for other people, because I see that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do it for yourself. Get back in the gym. Get back to school. Get back to yourself. Drink more water. Get healthier. But don't just use that time to just bash the opposite sex because you ain't getting
it. Yeah. The whole time you on your break, you talking about how they ain't shit.
Yeah. That's why I ain't giving niggas no pussy. I'm like,
ma'am, that is not healing.